Welcome back, everybody. I'm Edwin,
And I'm Joseph.
and this is
This is Edwin and
Edwin
Joseph
and
Talk.
Joseph Talks.
We're a
So
little
there's a
behind
little,
on it.
it's a little delayed. So
All good.
it's been a few months since we've been on, man. A
Yeah.
lot has happened. A lot has happened between the last time we recorded and now. So you want to explain to people what's going on?
All right. So on our part, we had it was probably about 2 weeks of content, and basically I found out I got a new phone and it does 4K content, and so we were switching from the iPad to the phone, and I was like, oh, let's shoot this on 4K, thinking it was a great idea. Well, I found out that the codec that we were using, that the program uses, isn't good with Windows and editing software. So sorry about that, everybody. I've tried to make videos explaining it, it just didn't feel right. Also, um, we're going to call the pandemic human malware because YouTube's still weird about it. And that's been going on, of course. So I know if you guys have been watching for a while, me and Edwin both work at Walmart, so we're constantly busy with that. We haven't shut down. When it first happened, it got crazy busy. We've been doing that. I moved to Las Vegas, and Edwin's still in California. So despite human malware, we're still going to be doing this kind of format for our Edwin and Joseph talks. And hope that we can branch out and do some other videos as well to just get you guys videos.
Yeah, we'll continue to do the podcast thing that people like to call it. Um, but we'll each start getting our own different type of videos and stuff up here as well, kind of solo stuff. And I mean, I'm pretty sure down the line, once things get, I don't want to say back to normal, but a little bit more normalized, we'll be making trips back and forth. And I'm sure I'll be down in Vegas to see you and we can shoot some together videos again.
Oh yeah, that's definitely going to happen.
Yeah.
So start this out, man. 2020.
Dude, we're just now getting halfway through the year, and it's been a crazy, crazy half a year already.
I mean, to sum it up, I mean, I know we don't try to curse too much on this, but it's been a shit show.
It's nuts, dude. I mean, everything from the malware, the murder hornets, just all kinds of crazy stuff, dude. And people are now aliens in July and all kinds of crazy stuff. So, I mean, I'm kind of nervous, but I'm kind of excited to see what the rest of the year is going to throw at us.
Yeah, I mean, there's been a big milestone with some of the stuff that we talk about. SpaceX sent some astronauts to the space station.
Yeah.
NASA, yeah, NASA really hasn't been doing that, but with everything that's been going on, it was. I had some friends that talked about it, but it kind of got pushed under the rug in a way.
Yeah.
And but on our end, people were talking about uh, seeing like spaceships and stuff in the background.
Yeah.
Uh, did did you watch any of that?
I didn't. I didn't, but I heard about it.
Well, I watched a good portion of it live. Um, I was here, and I think I had to maybe go to work. I can't remember. I had to do something. I watched some of it. Uh, Now, one thing that I seen was like specks of debris or dust that went by, and I was like, you know what? People are going to say this is aliens.
And that's exactly what happened.
Most likely, yeah. Now, I haven't watched the video of where they say, like they took it and they were like, oh, it's over here. Oh, it was over here. Look at this spot. I haven't checked those out, but I don't know. What do you think on that?
I think maybe that's That's probably a potential video, man. Like if we can look into it, check out the feed from it, and go back and just kind of study it. I mean, we might be able to actually find something like in the background.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have to check it out because um, the main thing I got from it was I was laughing because you can see like the curvature of the Earth,
Oh,
you
you mean
know?
the flat
Yeah.
Earth?
And how many flat earthers were like, uh, and
Oh
then
yeah,
then you still have the diehard people that were just still trying to defend it, and everybody's like, shut up,
it's
just
the dome.
stop, right? Like, just stop. Uh, what is that? Hopefully that doesn't show up on the recording.
I didn't see anything on my end, so
Well, it was on my end. So. Somebody posted on Facebook and it said, hey, but another thing that kind of got swept under, but we had talked about, and I know a few other people that I know talked about with me about it, the Pentagon uh, stating that the videos that we had talked about during some of our first uh,
alien
recordings we
videos.
have
Yeah.
yeah, the Pentagon released all that information. And
Now,
that's
so my thing with it was the videos, like you said, the ones we talked about with the can't remember the name. What was the name of the ship?
oh, it's been too long. Um,
It was something with an N. I just can't remember.
yeah,
Well, anyways, it was the same videos with the Air Force and the Navy where they were like
yeah,
chasing these ships and all that. And the Pentagon pretty much came out and said, like, yeah, no, hey, this, this happened. We saw these things flying around. We don't know what they are. We chased them. We couldn't, I mean, you saw how fast they were moving on that video. It was kind of hard to even keep up with them.
yeah. I mean,
But
it
go
was
ahead.
well documented, and basically the Navy had put it out. Tom DeLonge and the guy that he was working with, who was from the Pentagon and left the Pentagon,
Yeah.
were like, "Hey, these are real." And then finally, the Pentagon just released it and said, "Yep."
Yeah, the dude from
So
Blink 182 was right.
yeah, like it was, okay, that's something
But
right there. But
let's talk about my issue with it though. And I mean, for the longest time, it's been a debate whether or not there's something out there, whether we're alone in the universe. And here we are. We finally come to the point where the government's like, yeah, hey, there might be some stuff out there that we don't know about or we don't know what it is. And it gets released and it gets blown over like it's just a distraction from what's going on, or it's bull crap. And it's like, how do you go so long trying to figure this out, and then when it's finally like admitted to, it's just swept under as, oh, it's a lie or it's a cover up for this or that.
yeah, I mean, the hard part is, I think of everything that's going on within the last like couple months. It's bananas right now. So
uh,
I just think that like people had heard about it already, like kind of before, because they did make a television show that ran. I think it was like eight episodes, and like three of them were on this. So a lot of people were probably like, "Oh yeah, we heard this." Back to what's going on in life right now, just pure chaos.
yeah.
So I don't know. To me it was big. Like I heard it, I was like, "Oh snap!" They actually released it and said, "Yep, this is real."
Yeah.
That's the government right there, just saying like, "Oh yeah, hey, aliens they're there, guys.
It
We
was
got
it was funny because that's pretty much like how casually they said it too.
Yeah.
They just released the videos and like, oh yeah, hey, by the way, this is out there.
Yeah, this year's like taking 100 years of history and just slamming it into one
All
year.
in one, dude. Just it's like a history book exploded, man.
Yeah. Um, along on alien sightings though, I know there's been a bunch of them. I had sent some links to you, but the bad thing is, like, I never actually looked at those links. I was like, hey, check this out. It'd be cool, but I think it's just clickbait.
Yeah,
You remember which ones I was talking about? And I was like,
yeah.
oh man, like this would be kind of dope, but I just feel like this is kind of clickbait. On that subject, do you think that like maybe the alien silent sightings are going to be more prevalent or no?
Well, actually, that's what I was about to bring up to you because we've covered a lot of different things, not only from the videos they released. We talked about the Phoenix Lights. We talked about the Stardust Ranch. We talked about the Skinwalker Ranch. We talked about all these different sightings and different visitations. Now that everything's out there, and with how crazy just life in general is with everybody, I can see like I don't want to say a full fledged like them showing up and being like, "Hey, yeah, we're here," but I kind of think that there's going to be a lot more activity as far as like sightings and stuff.
That could be. One thing that's kind of cool if I really haven't met anybody around here, but if I can meet somebody, because we're in the desert where a lot of the sightings have been reported. So it would be cool to, go outside of Vegas here and just kick back a couple nights and just see
Well, I
see if
mean,
I see anything.
you're in Nevada now, and that's with the famed Area 51 and everything. So I mean,
Uh,
between Arizona, Nevada, and New Mexico, those are some pretty big hotspots with them being a desert and stuff.
yeah. And hopefully soon, maybe I can do a video, something like that, where I get out of the city here, try to get some.
Try to. So, how? See, I want to ask the question, but I don't know because I mean they released what they did. I mean, do you think maybe once everything calms down, like in the near future, do you think there's going to be any more like information thrown out by them, or do you think this is just like they threw it out, nobody cared, so they're just going to stop?
Uh, I don't know. I would hope that they would give more information. Um, this particular subject,
Hello?
all right. I don't know if Edwin is still with us.
I'm here. You froze up for a minute.
Well, you did on your side too, so it'll
Yes.
probably be.
Well, we'll just have to edit that part. um,
Uh, we'll throw it in there. So everybody at home, we're new to this.
we just got
I
to
think
figure out our connection.
I think both of us are using our wireless headbuds. So
Yeah. So I don't know how much it recorded of you talking, but the
on
question
my
was,
end, probably everything.
I mean, unless it shows our different reactions on each screen, because I was just kind of like staring, like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah, no, it has you just frozen. Like,
Yeah.
uh, it caught what I said on my part. Paraphrase. I hope they release more. I don't know if they're going to because the popularity that this was and future stuff might not be.
Yeah, I'm kind of hoping, man, because it was actually kind of cool to them at least acknowledge that part.
With all the stuff going down, I I honestly feel like this is kind of out there, but to stop all the chaotic craziness that's going on, if some aliens just showed up,
If they showed up, I mean, yeah, I kind of think like everything else is just gonna come to a halt, dude.
right? Everybody's gonna be like, "Oh,
Oh
hey,
shit.
yeah, uh, yeah."
So let me ask this question then. So with everything going on, everybody is super tense, super emotional, super just everything right now. Like everybody's just everywhere. How do you think we would handle it if they just all of a sudden did show up?
Uh, I mean, if it happened like Independence Day, well, let's just say that where boom, big ships were coming in. Uh, Humanity, it's as the world would have to just stop and be like, we got to work together on this one, because
Yeah, because I mean, if it's anything like Independence Day, that didn't last that long, man.
yeah. uh, which I mean, everything works in movies, but in real life,
Yeah, Will Smith ain't gonna be out there trying to nuke a mothership, dude.
probably not. But
Jeff
yeah,
Goldblum,
uh,
maybe. Jeff Goldblum's a little out there, but Will Smith ain't gonna be like, yeah, dude, let me just fly this out there.
see Jeff Goldblum running in the desert. Yeah,
I think it
it'd
would
be.
be. I mean, it's definitely gonna be a shock, and I think with everything that's going on right now, it's gonna be a bit much for people. Like, I think it's gonna be really hard for everybody to process. And in all honesty, I can see it being like just super chaotic.
I, dude, how this year's going? I don't know. I think we would see it and be like, "Yep, we
Yeah,
called it. Aliens. We got it. Here they are." Like, I don't
man, you know
know
what?
any.
If aliens do show up starting in August, I'm gonna start taking a poll for like the next catastrophic thing to happen.
We're gonna have that legit bingo.
Yeah, dude. Oh
Yeah.
man, it's crazy to think about though, because I mean, the world is definitely not normal right now. Nothing about life is normal, and just everything that you didn't think could happen is happening. So I
Yep.
mean, to sit there and just be like, no, there's no aliens, no, like, I mean, at this point, we could potentially just wake up one day and there's some ships outside, you know?
Yeah. Like, yeah. This how this year has just went. It would be the year. This would be the year that they would just be like, poop, poop, poop. Hey, we're here. Like,
Hey,
and I honestly think like most of everybody would just accept it. Like, hey, we've already been through this. Like,
yeah.
yeah. Uh, everybody watching this, you tell us what you think on that. I mean, how would you react with everything that's been going on?
Tell us what you think if at all aliens would visit us. How do you think people would react? And if you think Donald Trump would give as good speech as Bill Pullman did.
Probably not.
Probably not. That was a great speech, so I'm not gonna lie for it being a movie.
Trump would probably start a war with him.
So
Oh,
at least it's safe to say, with everything that's going on in the air, I mean, we got some good content to cover. We got a lot of issues and topics to sit here and talk about. And I mean, we'll do what we've done with everything else. We'll sit here, we'll talk about it, and we'll give our own personal, unbiased opinion on what we think of everything.
yeah, we have a whole 6 months of
To
just
just,
craziness. Um, so yeah, we got content. Edwin and I will have to just start getting the ideas shot at each other. Me being out here, I'm not in an apartment anymore. It's a house, uh, fairly nice kitchen. So I'm gonna try to get some cooking content up. Um, if if I ever just hit record, I would have a ton of content of all the stuff I'm doing around the house. I just haven't done it. Uh, so
I,
I'm maybe if anybody in our viewing audience would like to see maybe some of that, let me know. I might make something. Like today, I was drilling holes in the wall. I was setting up wire holes and all this craziness. And it can be comical because I'm figuring all this stuff out. I don't know the tricks. I don't know all the stuff
well,
to make it easy.
just
So,
remember, we don't work on shock value, man, so don't go trying to electrocute yourself for some views.
oh no, I'm stupid. I'm just I'm just trying to make my house like I want it. But uh, yeah, it's just that the people want to see that. Let me know on this part. I can try to get some videos that way. I told my dad the our back wall, it's nothing but cinder block. Like it's a wall of cinder block.
Yeah.
And I told him I was like that back wall. I'm just going to do graffiti work on it. And
There
he
you
was
go.
like, "Well, it's your house, dude." I was like, "Well, cool."
He's just like, yeah, dude, whatever you want to do, man.
Yeah. So we went down to an art store yesterday. I picked up some really good spray paints, and within probably a couple weeks, I'll be starting something on that. So
Well, I look forward
maybe
to that.
maybe I'll actually record it. I don't know.
Well, I think you should, man. I mean, I've seen your art, dude, so I know people would probably get a lot of enjoyment off of that.
I've never done nothing that big. Where we were waiting because he has his motorcycle, where we don't have a car or a truck yet. So we were waiting for an Uber, and a guy comes out of the art store we're at. He was like, "Oh, you are a graffiti writer?" And I'm like, kind of. I was like, but I kind of do like more artwork and portraits and stuff. He was like, "Oh, right on." And he said his crew name and who he was and stuff, and walked away. But I never really got to do that because all my artwork's been legal. So I don't know. There's a lot of things that I could record out here. I just gotta actually record it.
Yeah, I'm still kind of in the air what I want to do with mine. I know some of my solo stuff. I want to do more of like supernatural stuff. That's more of my area, what I'm into. But I'm still kind of throwing ideas around in my head for what I want to do on my solo video stuff.
Yeah,
It's
it's kind of weird,
Yeah, because we're used to recording together, shooting together. So
right?
now it's like, well, now we got to figure out how to fill in gaps with like our own stuff.
Yeah, that's
So
why dude, I tried recording. I want to say 7 different times, but it was like Edwin and Joseph stuff, and I'm like this just isn't. It's not right. So I never actually put out the video. I started editing them too. It wasn't because like I was just being lazy. I started editing it and everything. I'm like, no, I don't like this.
we're gonna have to get used to it, man. We're gonna have to just one day each shoot something by ourselves and just throw it up and see how that goes.
Well, I mean, I'm not trying to make it a competition, but I think I'll have something before you probably will.
More than likely, I'm not even gonna. You probably will.
Yeah, there's a lot out here. So everything from exploring a new city, and it's Vegas too. So you know,
We got a
some
lot more
people might want
activity
to see
than we
that.
do.
Yeah, so I want to go to that zip line above Fremont Street. They opened that back up. So
You should try that. Do you record that?
yeah, I have a little GoPro. It's not like GoPro. It's like a cheaper version of it, but it can shoot in 4K. So I'll put that on.
Uh,
You know,
just
be
do it
like,
at night,
oh
dude. When do it at night when all the freaks are out, man. That's when it's the funniest.
yeah. Right now, Vegas is still a lot of it's still shut down.
Yeah,
Uh,
my in-laws went a couple of days ago for like 2 days, and I mean they posted pictures. It's weird seeing the city so dead. Like
yeah,
there was nobody out there.
yeah. My friend that he does flare bartending. He worked at the Flamingo, which is a part of certain casinos. They're not.
Yeah, I've been to that one. It's a pretty nice little casino hotel.
Well, where he's at, he's not. He's like at the bottom of the list. So like the top people have kind of came back. He got a job. It's like 3 miles from here. I got to go check it out. It just he does the graveyard shift bartending because out here it goes round the clock.
Yeah,
Which
yeah, I've been to Vegas a few times, man.
yeah, well, when I was here, I was like 20 until I moved here. I haven't actually got to go out as an adult yet. So yeah.
I think the only safe way to make a good Vegas video is for me to go out there, both of us just strap on some GoPros and just do what we do on the strip. I'm pretty sure within five
Hey,
minutes we'll be pretty wasted and people will have a good time.
it probably, I'm not going to disagree with that. We'll probably draw a crowd, go talk to some of the street performers, stuff like that. Um, but yeah, uh, there's going to be more content. So this video has kind of been long, but we haven't recorded
It's
over
been
six
months, man.
months.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a
Uh,
long time.
no, I think the last time we recorded was sometime in February, I want to say.
It was right before the COVID stuff then, or
The shut the well before the
human malware.
it was before the shutdowns and the curfews and stuff.
Yeah,
So it's yeah, I want to say like late February, early March was the last time we recorded.
yeah. So we'll get more content. I'm gonna say we'll try to do one of these videos at least once a week, and whatever content we come up with, we'll just throw them in there. Um, I'll get with you on some of that stuff, and for our viewers out there, uh, we're gonna wrap this one up. Do you have any last words, Edwin?
It's just it's good to be back in some way, man. I really miss doing this, and it just kind of sucked the direction that life took for everybody, really, and it took a toll on our channel for a minute, but at least we're back. I'm happy about that.
Yeah. Um, and we're going to try to improve on our recording like this.
Yeah.
Um, so I guess and how to stop the record.